Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Brandon J, and welcome to the YouTube channel, man. The place where I'm just dropping some content, man, and having some conversations and sharing some thoughts, maybe even some inspirational messages for those who may need it. And I'm just out here, man, just trying to chat it up, man, and try to drop some content and share some things with my people. So that's what I'm doing, man. I've been working on trying to start this YouTube channel and get some things going and dropping more content. So we'll see how this goes, man. So it's just me, and I hope you enjoy what I'm dropping and enjoy some of the stuff I'm saying. This is I call it the everyday shuffle. You know what I mean? We talking dance, we talking hip hop, we talking the culture, we talking entertainment, because that's what I do. You know what I mean? And we're talking, and this channel is really geared to, it's for everybody, but it's also geared to the college students because that's what I do. I'm also a college professor, so I'm out here, interacting with the students every day, week to week, you know what I mean? So I'm learning things about them and, you know what I mean, and trying to figure out ways that I can, help students and get them on to that next path in life. And yeah, man. So we just here. This what we doing. So I'm gonna drop this video. I tried to drop a video before. I didn't like how it came out. So that's usually like the hardest part about this. So here we go. Maybe this will be the first video. And as far as with this type of content, I've been dropping other stuff. You know what I mean? Doing my DJ thing and dropping little messages, you know what I'm saying? Giving some sauce, you know what I mean, to the game. And so here we go. This is what it is. So here we are. Today was first day of spring quarter at one of the schools I teach at. The other school I teach at, Pomona College, actually. We just came back from spring break, so they've already been in their spring semester. We just halfway through it, but at UCR, we just started first day of spring quarter, so it's one of them days, first day of class. So that was interesting. But before I even go there, so what I'm say that to say that we just came off spring break, man. So hope everybody had a decent spring break. Hope you enjoyed your spring break. Hope if you had a spring break, I hope you got some time to chill, relax, reset. You know what I mean, and recharge the body, the mind, the soul. You know what I mean, so you can get through this last final stretch of the school year. I know I needed the break, and I'm one of those like, oh man, I got a break. So I lined up several things I was gonna do. I was like, I'm gonna get this done. I'm gonna knock this out. I'm gonna be able to do this. Man, break came. I ain't none of that got done. You know what I mean? More than half the things on my list that I wanted to do, I ain't get a chance to do, man, because I was tired. I was tired. You dig what I'm saying? So every day, man, I was just like, man, I can't believe how tired I am. So I don't know, man. Maybe that was the plan. It was for me to do nothing, for me to sit down, chill, and do nothing. So that's what I did, man. I hung out with the fam. Didn't really go too many places and just chilled, man, and got some kind of rest in. So that was pretty cool. Man, what happened over the break? So one thing I want to do. So I got a former student who used to go to UCR, now goes to UCLA. Shout out to MJ. She had a performance. She's been working with this, working with this academy, this dance program. She's a dance major at UCLA, and got linked up with this academy who teaches their classes out of Millennium, or do their rehearsals out of Millennium Dance Studio. So she's been linked up with them and pretty much doing like this, like intensive, several week intensive and they had a show last week. Last week Tuesday, Monday and Tuesday, and she invited me out to go check that out. So I went to go see that, and that was dope. It was really good to catch up with her and see her do her thing, and see her dance. She looked great. You know, and one of the things, man, every time, you know, students well, my students, man, and the ones that know me really well, anytime we go to these dance concerts or these schools have dance concerts or there's these, you know, intensives and they have these showings at the end of it, uh, my students who know me really well, they always want to know my hot takes, and they want to know, oh, Brandon, what did you think about this show? What did you think about it? Oh man, so that was the first thing she said. She asked me, she was like, so what did you think about the show? And first, you know, I'm like, you know, I got some notes. But other than, you know, but that was for the show in itself. MJ, she did great. I was very proud of her. She did her thing, man. But the show entirely, I have some notes. You know what I mean, the show in itself was pretty dope. I mean, it was. So it's a company, apparently. It's an academy. So this is what I got from it. It's an academy with a company, and then within that, that's the company is within the academy, and also they got these other subgroups. So they got like a pre-professional group, and they got a little young kids group, and then they have a performance professional company within this academy that these two people started, a couple, I'm assuming husband and wife, and young people. You know what I mean? They were the couple. They were young. You know what I mean? I would say probably, you know, mid to late 20s. Looked like to me, could even be early 30s, but no more than that. And you know, they trying to start a thing, and you know, I guess they rent out Millennium and they hold their rehearsals there, and they were doing a showcase, and this was their second annual showcase. I guess the first show they did was last year, so they did it again this year. So they had all their subgroups within the academy a part of this showcase. So the kids performed, and the pre-professional group performed, and then they had a beginning adult group that performed, and then the professional company that's within the academy performed several numbers. And what they do is they brought in choreographers, and I think pretty much all the choreographers that choreograph the pieces for the academy are also teachers at Millennium. So that's where the choreography came from. Now within that, they also had some, I guess I want to say at least 2 or 3 guest artists, guest groups to come in and perform at this show as well. So the show in itself, man, was a really cool show. Hip hop show, high energy, you know what I mean? The vibe was dope. The theater was pretty nice. Now I do this. I've done this many times before. I've choreographed with my company and produced shows, and you know, did the whole nine. You rent out the theater and do your thing and put on the shows and invite the people out. So I'm very familiar with how all of this works. And to be honest with you, man, I think the young people did a really good job, and that young couple did a really good job with, you know, producing the show. I would love to like reach out and give them some little tips, you know what I mean, on how to, you know, make it better. It was just like little things, and I'm pretty sure it had a lot to do with budget, you know what I mean. You know, when you rent out these theaters, you only have, you know what I mean, you have to pay. Not only do you rent the theater, you know what I mean, and for the time that you have it, but you also have to, you know, if you want lights, you have to pay for the lights and all that. Pay for the lights, the technicians, the lighting technicians, the stage crew, You know what I mean? Security, like all of that, you have to pay for. So it looked like they pretty much got a. I could tell they got a deal. You know what I mean? They had a sound guy. The lights was very simple, on, off. And they didn't really have like a. I could tell they didn't have really have time to do like a real tech show. And the stage was. I mean, the academy itself looked like they definitely got over 50 people in the academy. The company had to have at least 25 to 30 dancers in it. Not the academy, but the professional company within this academy. So the company that kept performing, they had to have at least 25 to 30 dancers in their piece. The stage was pretty small. The stage in the theater is built for, it's a very intimate theater. I mean, the theater must have been only like I'm going to say, maybe a 250 seat theater, I'll say 250 to 500, somewhere around there. I'm really bad at gauging numbers like that. I'm gonna say no more than a 500 seater for sure, but it might have been like a 250 seat theater, somewhere in that range. So it was a small, intimate theater. It was a very cute theater out in where was that? Burbank. So the theater was out in Burbank, and it. And the stage was very small, so it looks like what usually goes on in this theater is they usually do musicals there. So it's one of those kind of theaters, proscenium, with the round proscenium, and people are right there. So it's definitely a theater that's built for musicals and play productions of that sort. Not so much, the stage isn't so much like your ideal stage for dance concerts. So there was no like real wings, and like I said, it was very small, and 30 people on that stage was like pushing it. But I will say they did make very good use of the space. They did very well with that. The dancers were all, very good. You know what I mean? They're very good dancers. A lot of, potential young people doing their thing. So shout out to the dancers that was all in that show, man. You did a really amazing job. Now, when I say I have notes, my notes is like when it comes to like the choreography, you know what I mean? It just seemed like a lot of the choreography was in had the same energy, was in the same feel. The aesthetic of the movement was pretty much kind of the same. So it was like me as a dancer and knowing and understanding dance concerts, and with my experience in it, someone like me, I can look at that concert and be like, okay, I'm all right. I've seen this. I just saw this dance. I just saw that move before. Like, it was a lot of the same stuff. So my note would be to the I guess you would call them the directors. They didn't call themselves the directors, the couple. But they technically are the artistic directors of this academy. So, when they choose their choreographers, when they choose choreographers with different ranges, not maybe choose, 4 or 5 choreographers that all have the same range when it comes to movement, because then a lot of the stuff end up looking the same. So that was one of the things that I noticed right out the gate after like the first piece. Second piece and the third piece, they all was pretty much looking the same, man. Yeah, but yeah, other than that, like it was an okay show, you know what I mean? They did their thing, but I would love to sit down and talk with those directors and help them out with just the production of it. And it was apparently they did a Monday night show and a Tuesday show. They did one show on Monday night and then 2 shows on Tuesday, like a 5:30 show and then a 7:30 show. I went to the 5:30 show on Tuesday, and that crowd, it wasn't a sold out audience, but the house was still pretty full, like really really full. And apparently they sold out on Monday, and they sold out the Tuesday night show. So that was cool. Like to get that kind of support to do a gig like that and rent out those theaters is, the thing you want to do is at least, sell your tickets and sell your seats. So it did really good with that. And it looked like a lot of the people that was in the audience were supporters, of the dancers, like friends and family members of the dancers. And then with those guest artists, I'm pretty sure that helped with getting more people in the seats and sell more tickets with those guest artists that they had. So kudos to them, man. But yeah, I just know how tough that thing can be to put on concerts like that. But if you're not careful, man, and really if you're gonna bring in choreographers, you got to really get some diverse talent when it comes to choreography. You just don't want to get a lot of choreographers that do the same thing, in the same type of movement, because then your show just is just here, you know what I mean? And I take production in shows, and like when I do my shows, man, I put a lot of thought into that stuff, man. I produce it, I choreograph it, I direct it, artistic direct it, you know what I mean? Costumes, I'm gonna say at least 90% of the costumes I approve or purchase myself. I got a storage unit full of costumes from my company that I buy. So I put a lot of thought into the costuming and all those things. And the music, Oh, that was another thing with this concert. Like a lot of the music selection, I wasn't getting. And I think, and now that I'm saying that out loud, I think that the music was more, I don't even want to say diverse. The music was, for lack of a better word, I'll say diverse. So the music was more diverse than the movement was. So here's what I mean by that. So I can't even remember all the songs. Apparently there was a Ariana Grande song in there. They also used some hip hop stuff. There was an Usher song in there. There was they used some pop music in there. So the music was diverse, but the movement all looked the same. So if the movement is the same and the music is different, it doesn't really do that much for your show. You know what I mean? Your show still looks pretty much the same. So what you don't want to have happen is your audience get bored of seeing the same thing. Now, I don't think that that's what happened with this audience. Like I said, I think a lot of the audience were family members, friends and family members of the dancers. So for an audience like that, I don't think it really mattered. But at the end of the day, just artistically, you know what I mean? That's what you want out of your show. You want people to sit down and just be like, yo, I went on like a trip with this show. Like I got some of this and I got some of that. I got some hip hop. I got some contemporary. You know what I mean? I got and I mean just as far as music. I mean as far as movement goes. You know what I mean? And I saw some attempts for the choreography to go that was going there, but it didn't quite make it. Or the attempt should have been to like switch up the movement a little bit, because then your movement is fighting against your music, and you don't want, in my opinion, you never want your music to fight or your movement to go against what the music is. It should be a synergy, a marriage that happens between movement and music. So you know what I mean? If you got like this very deep and spiritual song playing, you don't want this hard hitting hip hop movement going to that, because now it's a clash that's happening and you're distracted. You know what I mean? And that was one of the pieces that I was like, I don't understand, because the song was this very spiritual, emotional song, but the movement just clashed with the song. And there was a very there was some real sentiment and thought process to the concept of the choreography, but the movement just didn't quite make it there. You know what I mean? And that's where artistic directing comes in. And a lot of people don't really. There's people out there that don't understand that title and what that means to artistic direct. You know what I mean? If you're just producing a show, then a lot of times they think they're just artistic. They're also artistic directors. But an artistic director can pick up on that in the rehearsals and see that, no, artistically we need to shift this and do this and do that with the choreography. So when I say I had notes, like, that's what I mean by that. But all in all, man, it was a good show. I was glad I went, and you know what I mean, I obviously was connected because I had a former dancer and good friend in the show, so I definitely wanted to go and support her. So once again, man, shout out to MJ. She's doing her thing. She's taking classes, man, out in at UCLA, dance major there, and you know what I mean, with this academy and taking classes, and she's really, soaking up the experience. So big shout out to her. So that was one of the things I did, man, and went to and saw that show. Shoot. So that's something that happened. What else? What else we got going on, man? So also, I also want to throw out there. I want to start doing with this channel, and like I said, my channel is usually geared to my students. You know, I do a lot of lectures, and I want to start, and I'm gonna start recording some of the lectures I do in class and posting those to the channels as well, because I also think that's just good, helpful, you know, information. Because, like I said, I teach at Pomona College in UCR, but you know what I mean, I'm using this channel to reach out to, you know, other students, other dance majors, other, you know, film majors, and other students at other schools, excuse me, and hopefully extend my reach even further. So so with that, I lost my thought a little bit. Yeah, I don't even know. Oh, so what I was going to say is that what I want to start doing, also some of the content I want to start posting on the channel. So one thing I always talk about is like books, man. Like I've been I did a post talking about, you know what I'm saying, more students, more people, period, but definitely students. And so you're going to hear me use students a lot because that's just who I'm around the most. And being a professor, that's what I do. So a lot of students, man, you know, they're spending their time in school and you know what I mean, and not reading books that's going to actually help them for their next chapter. You know what I mean? Or even help them through their higher education experience. And I've had students to say, Brandon, can you just start posting? Can you send me some books to read? I always give students at least 5 to 7 books every semester. Like, yo, start with these books, man, and you know, and I think these books will really, really help you. It'll change the way you move, change the way you think. You know what I mean? Change the way you move while you're in school. So what I want to start doing is every month, you know what I mean, I try to read at least 2 to 3 books a month, right? So at least every month I want to start with 1 book on this channel. So I want to, you know, say, hey, so this month, today is April 1st, and I want to, the book for this month, so this month, April, we're going to read a book, you know what I mean? And I'm inviting everybody who go past this channel or tune into this channel, former students, current students with me right now, read this book with me. So I'm starting it today, and it's called, hold on, I just looked it up, Go Higher. So the book that we're starting this month is called Go Higher, by Big Sean. So it's Big Sean's new book. So I'm inviting you guys to read this book with me. You can read the hard copy if you want, you know what I mean? I'm a big Audible person, so you know what I'm saying? I like to listen to a lot of my books because I'm always on the go. I'm always moving. So, you know, for me, first thing in the morning, when I wake up, have my cup of coffee, man, I sit down, sip my coffee, pop my AirPods in or pop my headphones in and listen to the book. Even if I'm only listening to like 30 minutes at the top of the day, or I may get, depending on how much time I got, I may get through a whole chapter or even 2 chapters. But I always tell my students, just start with 30 minutes. 30 minutes every day. At the top of your day, excuse me, at the top of your day, or during a lunch break, if you're a student and you get a little break in between classes, do that. Or at the end of your day, man, before you go to bed at night, pop the book up, pop the book in the headphones, man, listen to 30 minutes. But all you have to do is 30 minutes a day. I'll say this again. Think about how much time you give to less important things. Think about that. Think about how much time you give to less important things or even less important people. You see what I'm saying? So 30 minutes. And give yourself 30 minutes to read, to read just 30 minutes worth of the book. Listen to 30 minutes worth of the book every day. You know what I mean? That could actually help you. You know what I mean? That will actually, you know what I'm saying, feed you, maybe even feed your soul, you know what I'm saying, feed your spirit, feed your mind, gain you knowledge, you know what I mean? So that's what we're doing. So the book for this month, April, today's April 1st, and this is no April Fool's joke, is Go Higher by Big Sean. And I love reading books by like hip hop artists, man. They got the best stories in my opinion, yo. Some of my favorite books are books written by hip hop artists. You know what I mean? And one day I want to start a book club just for that, like a hip hop book club. But that's what we read in this. That's what we read in this month. Go Higher by Big Sean. Tune into it. Audible. Get it, man. Get the hard copy if you prefer that. Do whatever you need to do, man. And then I want to see y'all in the comments, man. You know what I'm saying? Holler at me in the comments, inbox me. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it, and let's talk about each chapter. You know what I mean? Or the book in it. Once we finish the book, we can talk about it in its entirety. So, but that's what we're gonna do. So this month, Big Sean's Go Higher. That's what we're doing. So check that out. You dig? What else? Man, today was interesting. And I don't even know how to approach this next thing. So, on the first day of classes, I usually do like an introduction, right? And I ask questions. I give them my little spiel about the class and what to expect from the class. But my one of the questions I asked, especially in my like beginning hip hop class, I always ask them, why hip hop? You could have chose any class, right? You could have picked any class on the schedule. Why hip hop? And then I asked them, what year are they? Are they first year, second year, third year, fourth year? And then I also like to ask them their major. And when I ask them their major, depending on what their major is, I like to ask them, so what are you doing with that? What do you want to do with that? What's the goal? This is on day one. On day one, I asked them this question. So, this quarter, I have a lot of film majors in my class, especially in my beginning hip-hop class. A lot of film majors, which I love because I was a theater major in college with a focus in film and television. So I love that, right? But here's the thing. Here's the thing that I noticed. Especially in the spring quarter, most of my students are fourth years, seniors, about to graduate. You know what I mean? It's that last quarter of the year or that last semester of the year. and they about to graduate, so they want to get some fun classes, in before they leave. So most of my students right now are fourth years. So when I ask them the question of what is their major and what they plan to do with that, yo, and this happened today, but this is what's been happening every time I ask this question. Every semester or every quarter, no matter whether they're fourth years, first years, third years, it don't matter. I ask this question, and the majority answer that I get, hey, what do you want to do with that major? What's the goal? And the answer I get is, you know what? I don't really know. Across the board, that is the majority answer that I get. I don't really know. I find this very interesting, especially for fourth years. In the spring semester, right before they graduate, they're majoring in something. They studied this thing for the past 4, some even 5 years. And you're getting all the way to the last semester, the last 10 weeks before you graduate, and move into that field, start that next chapter, and you have no idea where to start. You have no idea what you want to do with this thing that you studied for the past 4 years. Now, to me, that says a lot about the institution than it does about the student. To me, that says a lot more about the institution than it does the student. And I'm going to tell you why. Because our job as professors and teachers is to take that young student, ask them what it is they want to do, what they want to major in. And in the time that we have them, we should be getting them to doing everything that we can to get them to that next step, that next level, that next chapter. How can I get you, if your major is film, then from day one, from the time I meet you, how can I help you get into that industry? What things do I need to teach you and or expose you to, so that when you graduate, you feel confident in graduating with this major, and you know what to do. You already have your first several steps, already lined up, mapped out, and ready to go as soon as you graduate. That's what we should be doing, right? Now, and I say that because then, when I got so many students saying, I don't know, and not just today, again, I've been asking this question. This is something that I've always asked. I then asked my students today, has anybody, and I said especially to my fourth years, in the time that you've been here, in school, when you talk to an advisor, or even whether it be, class advisor, by that I mean, the ones that help you out with your scheduling and this and that, or even a department in your department, an advisor in your department. A lot of times professors act as student advisors for their specific departments. Has anyone asked the question, what do you want to do with your major? So I asked that to my students. Nobody said anything. No one got asked that question by anyone until me today. And that's a problem. That's a problem. Now, that's been my experience. Now, my channel, like I said, I want my channel, and I usually tag other schools and other departments in these posts, and hoping that, I can get other students from other schools to tap in, and get in on the channel. So I'm also asking, other students at other schools, man, like, is this just a thing that's happening across the board everywhere? Are you guys going to school and majoring in this thing and getting all the way down to the final stretch and not know what to do? A handful. I usually have less than a handful of students who actually has a plan and know what they want to do. But excuse me. But for the majority, no clue. And we got to change that, man. We got to change that as an institution and as faculty and professors, no matter what school you at. Our job is to pour into these students. Our job is to guide them to the next step. Our job is to guide them through to that next chapter in their lives. No student should be graduating with no clue in what to do in the field of the thing that they've been studying for the last 4 or 5 years. That's insane to me. That's insane to me. So I also want to hear from, I would love to hear from other students at other schools, and know your thoughts, man. Know if that's a thing that's happening out in others, where you are and amongst your peers at whatever school you go to. And I also invite you, man, if you got questions, no matter what your major is, whatever that thing is, whether you're a first year, especially if you're a first year, reach out to me. Hit me up, ask questions, let me know what your major is. Matter of fact, that's what I'm doing. So I'm gonna ask that question to everybody that come across this channel, man. When you come across this video, and if you're tuned in, man, and you wanna, rock with us here at this channel, I'm asking you, what's your major? If you're in school, what's your major? What year are you? And what do you want to do with that? Hit me back in the comments, man, and so that maybe I can help you out and start giving you some guidance, man, because that's the whole point of this channel. You know what I mean? I can only do so much at the schools that I teach at, but maybe this way, man, I can reach out to some more students, man, and just be that universal professor. You know what I mean? Did you get what I did right there? Not a university professor, but the universal professor. You dig? So I'm reaching out to everybody, man. And if you don't know me, and even those that I talk to, man, even if you're a current student of mine right now, man, you just want to reach out to me even through these channels here, let me know. Talk to me. Tell me what you want to do. Tell me what your major is. Tell me what year you are, and what you want to do with that major. And we're going to move forward from there, man, and we can see how we can and help you out and guide you and get you to those next steps, man, and so that you can feel confident, you know what I mean, in this major, so that when people ask you that question, you now have some clear-cut answers and ways to accomplish those goals, those short-term goals leading up to that big-time dream for that career that you've been studying while in school. So let's do that. You know what I mean? I just came up with that right now. So I'm extending myself to hit me up. Like I said in my videos, I always tag other schools and other departments. So, and if you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, shoot them the video, man. Shoot them the link to the video, man, and tell them to hit me up so we can see if we can help any kind of way that we can. But yeah, man. That's that. You know what I mean? Like I said, I started this channel, man. I really wanted a co-host. You know what I mean? Somebody to bounce some conversation off of. So I just come up with topics throughout the week that pop up into my head and be like, yo, this would be a good topic to talk about. I don't want to be one of those channels that talk about, other people's content. You dig what I'm saying? There's a lot of channels out there that take a hot take, you know what I mean, or a current event, oh, yo, this happened on this other podcast, or this happened on this radio station, and you know what I mean, and they're taking the events of another big major podcast, or a big major radio show, or a big major television show, and then just reposting their content and giving their takes on that. I don't want to be one of those, man. I got in the field that I'm in, I come across enough topics that I think we can address right here originally, and see how that goes. But other than that, man, yeah, that's why I'm reaching out and doing this channel. So hope some of this information is cool, man, and you guys tune in to the channel. Like I said, I'm gonna be dropping some more stuff, some more videos. I'm gonna try to do this every week, coming up with some more topics and books to read. And every week we're gonna tune in and we're gonna talk about a chapter of that book, or even how much of the book that you've read. So again, that book that we're reading this month is called Go Higher by Big Sean. Let's get it. Get Audible. Go get the order the hard copy. However you need to get it, your local bookstore, whatever you need to do. Let's do that, man. Let's read these books. Let's get in there and let's do that. And then I'll drop a list of some other books that I've already read that I think would be good for you guys to check out. Dropping some shorts on, you know what I mean, just, you know, some dipping in the sauce, give you a little bit of sauce for the game, things I think that'll help you guys as you go through your journey in school. Like I said, my station is really geared to a lot of students because that's what I do as a professor, but I'm also in the entertainment business as a professional dancer and stand-up comedian and actor. So, you know what I mean, I'm just out here in the field doing my things, but trying to reach the people, trying to, you know what I mean, spread the knowledge. And yeah, man, this is the Everyday Shuffle YouTube channel. That's what I'm calling it, because we talking dance, we talking hip hop, we talking culture, and we talking life. You dig? So that's what I got for you for this time around. Hope you enjoy it. Other than that, till next time, peace and love. I'll holler at you. Yo, so, oh man, what else? Let's talk new music real quick. So right now, so it's a lot of new music popping off, a lot of music dropping. But right now, I just took a listen to the new Will Smith. Now it depends. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. That new Will Smith is gonna depend on really where you are in life. You know what I mean? So here's the thing that I love about hip hop right now, where hip hop is right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm old school. I was raised in the 1900s, so all of my artists that I listen to from the 90s, man, are still popping off. A lot of the ones I'm listening to, man, are still dropping music. You dig what I'm saying? So here's so the cool thing. But I'm teaching, you know what I'm saying, as a teacher, as a professor in college, I'm dealing with a lot of 18, 19, 20. You know what I'm saying? 21. So that's a whole generation of music, you know what I mean, that I may not be privy to, although, you know what I'm saying, I listen to a lot of new music, but there's so much new music out there, so much new artists out there. Like, every generation right now like, hip-hop has, like, several generations right now, rocking at the same time, with all music fitting for each generation. You dig what I'm saying? So that's like right now where hip hop is, I'm absolutely loving it because I'm getting turned on to the new cats, while the people that I listen to are still popping off. Then there's a generation of music like that's like right after me, but still popping off. You know what I mean? Then you got your old heads, you know what I mean, in hip hop that's still doing stuff like just last year MC Light dropped the album that is dope in my opinion. But it all depends on where you are. So you can get you some MC Light and some Glorilla. You know what I'm saying? These are like two totally different generations. You know what I'm saying? Uh, um, so yeah, like I just love where hip hop is right now. You dig? Um, so yeah, people I'm listening to right now. So I just listened to that new Will Smith. Me, I'm rocking with it. I ain't even gonna lie to kick it. Like I'm rocking with it. I think he's like it depends on like where you are in life. You know what I mean, and your age. I think anybody can rock with it. He got Jordan Lucas featured on one of the songs, which is really dope. Big Sean is on one of the songs. Actually, the song that Big Sean is on, I really like a lot. But me just being a fan of Will Smith, you know what I'm saying? I think everything the dude touches turns into gold, man. Like he's like really, really in his bag, in his hip hop bag and in his rap bag with this one, man. Like it's doing stuff, and because Will is such like a perfectionist, if you will, or understands production, you know what I mean, as an artist and as an actor, but also a rapper first. Like his the album encompasses all of those entertainment elements in it. So like I'm really really digging. Like it actually, and there's not a lot of music has been doing this for me, but if I can listen to it and my my wheels start to turn as a choreographer and and a dancer, like then that means the album is doing something for me. Like that means like okay, yeah. I can rock with this. But everybody may not be able to, you know what I mean? So I say no matter where you are, you know what I'm saying, age, generationally, get a new Will Smith to listen, man. I think it's really, really dope. Who else? Man, I've been on this search for some new music. It's a lot of new music. Oh, I just got turned on to, and like I said, there's so much music out there, so don't judge me when I say I just got turned on to it. Shin. I always mess this young lady's name up. Hold on a second. Let me see. Wait a minute. I just had her, man. Oh, here we go. What is her name? Shin Sia. Reggae artist. Dance hall. Yeah. Yeah, I like her. I was just on, I think I was just on Instagram and I just saw a video with her. I saw an Instagram video and it just had a bunch of different artists on there. I don't remember the context of the video, but I saw her and she was a reggae artist. And so I looked her up and looked at some of her stuff, and she only got 2 albums. You know what I'm saying? So, and her last album just dropped in 2024 last year, and I gave it a listen. It's pretty dope. I like her. You know what I'm saying? I'm rocking with her. So that Shinsia, I think that's how you pronounce her name, man. I fucks with it. Like she's dope. She's dope. Who else? Who else am I listening to? Let me just check. Let me check it out. What I've been listening to. Yo, that new 2 Chainz and Larry June. Again, it depends on where you are, man. Like, yo, that 2 Chainz and Larry June album, it's called Life is Beautiful. Yo, please check that out. That's one. That's like straight up just I like to say laid back music. Like that thing is just you sit back, you chill, get in the car, go for a drive. You know what I'm saying? And just pop that on, easy. Like it's a easy listen. You know, I don't know. Maybe you know what I'm saying. Put one in the air. You know what I mean? Sit back, put one in the air. You got some time. You got, you know what I mean? You got about 45 minutes to an hour to just sit back, put one in the air one night, relax, or sip on you something and play that. Life is Beautiful. Larry June and 2 Chainz. Yo, Chainz on these beats is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's bananas. Like, yo, I love that album, man. Like another just easy listen. I love albums that I can just hit play and just let it ride. You know what I'm saying? And then and forget by the time I realize I'm on the last song, man, I gotta go back and play it again. You know what I mean? It's one of them kind of albums. So, especially for my old heads, you know what I'm saying? But you know, young people too, man. I don't know. When I was young, I was into that kind of music too. You know what I'm saying? So I listened to everything. But yeah, man. Larry June, 2 Chainz, Life is Beautiful. That new Will Smith, that one's dope too. Who else, man? Shinsia, that's some new music. At least it's new for me. Her album just dropped last year. I'm checking that out. So yeah, man, if y'all got some ideas, man, you got some artists that I may not know about, shoot them to your boy, man. I'm always looking for new music, man, and trying to check out stuff. It's just hard to keep up with these days. There's so many artists out there, and there's so many avenues. And you got artists that's just on TikTok right now. And, you know, I'm not a TikTok guy, like, at all. So, I don't even, like, I know that's a whole crate of music and artists that I'm not even privy to. So yeah, Doechii. I mean, obviously Doechii. She's on that radio right now. Her album is dope. I gave that one to listen. That's a dope album too. So yeah, man. So that's the new music for me right now. That's the new music for me. I just finished the new Will Smith. That Larry June and 2 Chainz. As far as like most recent stuff, but I'm listening to some stuff that's some albums that, you know, just came out like just last year. So yeah, man, that's the new music. That's my new music for right now. I'll come back with some more and let you guys know about those. So yeah. Or, you know, catch me when I throw my DJ set up. Check and listen to my DJ set. You know, I'm just trying to get him a DJ bag, just playing some music. That's another vibe I be on, man. I just want to get on. Sometimes I just want to, you know, just play some music, vibe out, and just chill, man, and just create some moments, create some vibes for you guys. So I'll be doing that soon too. So stay tuned for that next time I drop that DJ set. You dig? But yeah, man, that's new music. Let me know about any new music you got going on.